Lots to talk about, but was that quite simply just a fantastic spectacle? Great game of football?
That's not what I saw. I saw a big fight from my side. So in the first half, a good game of my team. Second half, not exactly as good, because I think we felt the intensity of the last few weeks, and the opponent got pretty much like finished warming up after the first half. Let me say it like this: all of a sudden they looked fresher. Yeah, but of course, scoring the second goal is great. Conceding the second, not so much. It's a good pass, and Ali saved our life in similar situations a couple of times, because obviously we changed complete midfield. These passes should not be that simple, but it happened, and then you need a goalie, offensive-minded goalie. He was there. In that moment he missed the ball, and that's why they can score their second goal. Yeah, but there was a lot of other things, obviously, which were pretty influential in this game. But some of these questions are probably better to ask Mr. Tierney, what he thinks.
Well, if I can ask you first and foremost, Harry Kane's yellow card, for you, should have been stronger?
It's a bit, yes, definitely. I think, okay, we can say you can give Robbo a red card. It's not the smartest challenge of his life. That's how it is. But that's definitely a red card. There's no doubt about that. Now people will say, but his leg is in the air, but it's just pure coincidence. And Harry cannot judge that. When Robbo's leg is on the ground, then it's a broken leg, no doubt about that. So there are no two. And now it's a question. Why isn't... So we have a VAR sitting there, and he thinks, have a look again at the Robertson situation. Fine, that's what he's there for. What did he do in that situation? And the penalty situation with Diogo Jota. Mr. Tierney told me he thinks Diogo stops on purpose because he wants the foul. First and foremost, if you want to shoot, you have to stop, because you cannot run and shoot in the same moment. So that would always be helpful if you would have played football yourself in the past. But when you see the situation back, and again the VAR is there, where is he stopping? It's just the two players clean the 6-yard area with two challenges against one player and the players down, and that's I don't understand that. But in the end, it's fine. The draw is okay and all these kind of things. We are not that crazy that we think we cannot draw at Tottenham. That's fine. But these situations are crucial. They are decisive situations. So come on, it's a super play. I think Naby played a pass, great vision, first touch good, and then somebody finished the situation off in a not really football legal way, and the ref and the VAR doesn't say a word. I have really no idea what his problem is with me. Honestly, I have no idea. I have no problem. I think in the beginning I was a bit more emotional during the games, but it's not allowed in a situation like this to be a bit more, because I have nothing with Mr. Marin. It was all fine, but he obviously felt, I don't know what he felt in that moment, and comes over and gives me a yellow card, which is fine, but I would have preferred the right decision on the pitch.
Is that the biggest frustration for you, the inconsistency?
Which of the ref? Yeah, of course.
But not the other.
Of course. That's how it is. Look, our situation is really, the situation for no football club is easy, but because we have they come back from quarantine, we have our complete midfield, which played the last few weeks. We have with the best centre half in the world in quarantine and all these kind of things. And we lose our captain on a match day. All this kind of, that's not easy. So you cannot expect now, Ari, that we play the best football game of the season. You have to fight through it, and that's what the boys did. I'm really happy with that. But you need just an objective ref who sees the situations and judges them, and not like opinions. And when he told me that he thinks he stops on purpose, that's incredible. He had the best spot on the pitch. He was 8 yards away and doesn't give it. So I said, you have to ask him what's his problem is with me.
Like that, the more you get on it, the higher it goes. You almost need to take a glancing blow just to knock it down, and the spin, then it negates the spin a lot more. It's far easier when you see that happen and it's coming, because you get a split second to think about it. But when it just hits you like that, you've got no chance. You just try to get as much on it as possible. So of course it's a chance, but I don't think that's as easy as people think.
We saw an incredible 40-second show where Tottenham were looking for a penalty at one end and Liverpool ultimately equalised at the other.
Yeah. We had some controversial decisions all day with referees and VAR, and for me, for once that I stick up with the referee, I don't think that was a penalty, personally. I think it was looked at after. Obviously, it ends up in the back of Tottenham's net. But for me, it's not enough contact. I think Dele Alli should have more confidence and try and get the shot on. But then it goes on from there, straight up the other end of the pitch, Stephen, and obviously Liverpool get their noses in front.
I think it is. It's Salah's hand in the end when the ball comes in here. But you know, as we said on commentary last year, that perhaps would have been turned away. I think that is a fantastic cross.
He means that, does he?
I think he means that, because if you look at it, you watch where his eyes go. There's Dele. That's not a penalty. He looks for the penalty actually. There's the chest. Just touches off his knee. He loses control. Not a pen for me. And at this end, it goes up the other end. And Salah here gets in behind, but it just touches his head. But look at this as a cross. That is a fabulous cross to pick him out from there. That's where it just
to clear that
catches
up,
his hand.
Even if it did, with the rule now,
Yeah.
the goal still stands. It wouldn't have done last season, but this season.
But here, look,
Yeah.
there's no way he's going for goals here. He's looked up and with his techniques, look, boom, he's picked him out. He's seen a red shirt. He doesn't know who it is. He sees a red shirt on the back post and he has pinged it in. Alexander-Arnold, brilliant.
Yeah, we know what Conte thinks of it. He thinks it's handball, but I agree. It's not a pen at one end, and I don't think you can give that for handball either. And Robertson's finish isn't bad either. I mean, it's easy to, you know, if he goes there with his right foot to try to slide it in, he picks the line of the ball and the height of the ball straight away and crouches down just to head it in. He actually makes the finish easier for him because he chooses the right finish.
We just heard Sonny say that he felt nervous with his finish, but what about Alisson's part in the equaliser?
Yeah, well,
from
I
a
think
goalkeeper's point of view?
Sonny even said there, Steve, it's clearly a goalkeeping error. 4 or 5 minutes before this, we were speaking off air about Alisson having a brilliant starting position. We see it so many times. He cleared one off Kane just before that, and he's come out this time and he's got it all wrong. Let's be honest. He's got to come and clear his lines. He's totally missed the ball really, and Sonny won't get an easier chance. You can see what he's saying, because he's concentrated on his left foot just to get the right connection to get it into the empty net. But for me, Alisson will look. You can see the shots after. Alisson knows he made a big mistake there in his team.
He had to deal with the spin of the ball. We talk about the spin of the ball. It was spinning so much. I think that's why he got a bit nervous.
Oh.
He knew he had to smother it and make sure that it didn't go off in a different angle.
It's amazing, because if you put that ball in a training session or something, you just tap it in the net every single day. When you've got time to think, there's no one there. And he even mentioned in his interview, you think you get nervous. You've got time to get nervous. Football's about sort of instinct all the time, so nerves don't really come into it. But when you've got a second or two, when you see a big wide open goal, the pressure starts sort of playing tricks with your mind. So I totally understood what he was saying there, but fortunately for him, he rolled it into the centre of an empty net.
OK, so we've heard from Son at the North London Stadium. Let's get back there now. For the first time in 4 years, Liverpool will not be top at Christmas. What a 90 minutes to review for the Liverpool boss, Jurgen Klopp.